And we're in, guys. Welcome to this video. Today, I'm going to give anybody who hates the gym a little bit of a pep talk, and I'm going to give you my best advice to get over it so you can turn that relationship from one of hate to one of absolute love. But before we get into this, I feel like I need to set the scene a little bit by telling you a little bit about myself and who I am. So my name is Doug. I've been an online personal trainer and a certified nutritionist for the last 5 years now, but I've also been training myself for the last 16, which is absolutely insane to think about it. And I think because of that background, a lot of people, I suppose fairly, assume that because this is my career and because, I make all this content on socials and because I'm in good shape and because I've been doing it for so long that I absolutely love the gym and that I, eat, sleep and dream dumbbell workouts and, whatever else. And genuinely, it could not be further from the truth, guys. I dread probably close to like 60 to 70% of my sessions. I am far from being motivated all the time. I procrastinate just like everybody else. I put my sessions off. I'm able to find ridiculous things to do when I know I should be going to the gym instead, just like you guys, because I know that if I want to get better, every single gym session is going to have to be very slightly harder than the last one. And I felt that sort of pain and discomfort that you go through in the gym, that growth, that I can actually visualize and feel the pain that I'm going to go through before I even go through it. Today is a great example. Straight after recording this video, I'm gonna head up to the gym. It's gonna be my second leg session of the week. The leg sessions are horrible, right? Let's be real, like we all have to train legs, but for the most part, especially guys, they're the sessions we dread the most. And I am no different, guys. Even when I'm walking to the gym, I'm having to like constantly stop my brain from talking myself out of it and like turning around and going home. And it's kind of crazy. But I really wanted to set the scene for you guys. But the only reason that keeps me going is because once upon a time, the first time I did this, I went for long enough and I trained hard enough to experience that positive feedback loop. And the fact of the matter is, guys, if you don't enjoy the gym or if you hate it, I can absolutely promise you it's just because you haven't experienced that positive feedback loop yet. You haven't felt or you haven't seen the benefits. Because the thing is, right, about habits, it's very easy to fall back into the bad ones, right? Whether that's smoking or drinking or whatever it might be, gambling, or I don't want to say some of them because YouTube algorithms, they go mental. Some certain buzzwords, they like ban your videos and stuff like that. But you know the bad habits, right? Very easy to fall into them. Why is it very easy to fall into them? Because you get an immediate dopamine hit. You get an immediate sort of feedback loop. Now our brain confuses that as one that's positive, but really we know in the long term, it's obviously a negative one, right? Whereas when it comes to the gym, when it comes to your diet, when it comes to nutrition, mindset, motivation, all this stuff, right? It's not very sexy. And not only that, we don't get that sort of instant dopamine hit. We don't get that instant positive feedback loop. And then as a result of that, our brain's like, why are you doing this? This is rubbish, mate. So it's very hard to stick to something if you're not necessarily getting that feedback loop. I mean, me doing this content is a great idea, right? A great example, sorry. I've done it now, what are we on? Day 102. So I've been posting on YouTube 102 days in a row. And the first like 75 of them, basically nobody watched the videos. But I still did it because I knew the power of the consistency, that sort of compound interest effect of consistency if you stick to something and you can apply it to absolutely anything. And it's exactly the same as the gym, guys, because I promise you, if you go for long enough and if you train hard enough to start feeling better mentally, to get the clarity, the focus, to see the difference in your body composition, to get complimented by someone else, to get that external validation, all of that stuff suddenly gives you that positive feedback loop in your brain, and it starts to reinforce that what you're doing makes sense. And once it starts to make sense and your brain can logically rationalize it, it will be like, yeah, well, come on, keep going, let's go. We enjoy this now, we like this now, we're getting the benefit of this now, right? Whereas at the beginning, you go, it hurts, you feel like a bit of an idiot, maybe you make a fool of yourself, maybe you're embarrassed, or maybe you're a little bit scared, or you're lacking confidence, or whatever it might be. But if you go and you keep going, you get more confident, you start to feel the benefit, you start to see it, and suddenly you get that positive feedback loop. And then one day, a friend, a family member, or your partner says, hey, you look great, you know, bang, and then you're addicted, then you're a fitness addict, then you love the gym, then you can't get enough of it, then you're signing up to all these other things and stuff like that, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, the only difference between someone like yourself, if you hate the gym, and me, is that you just haven't felt that yet, whereas I have. And, you know, the most important word there is yet. Because, as I said, if you keep going, and if you train hard enough, if you train properly, if you're really like, you don't have to go crazy, but if you're pushing yourself, you will start to feel it. And as soon as you start to feel it, like I said, you will want to do it more and more. You have to remember that human beings, us, we love progress. Anything we've felt or seen positive feedback loops on before, it's going to be easier to get back into it again because we can remember how it felt the last time, right? So once you've done this the first time, so if you're brand new to the gym and you hate it and you're like, what's the point in this? I can't see why all these people like it. Like, what? How can they enjoy this sort of stuff? I guess I'm just one of those people who hates the gym, right? That's an identity that you're holding on to. But the fact of the matter is that once you've got that feeling, once you've pushed through this hard bit now, the next time when you've fallen off, because you will, and that doesn't make you a bad person, we all do, and then you get back into it, it'll be so much easier for you next time because you'll be like, yeah, I remember how I felt last time, so it's gonna be a lot easier this time. It's a little bit like muscle memory, right? You've heard of muscle memory. So listen, I get it, I understand, but trust me when I say this, as soon as you feel that positive feedback loop, you will get it too. So the advice is very straightforward. If you hate the gym, just keep going, because I promise you, it could be one day away from now. That relationship you've got with it will switch. It won't be like you hate it a little bit less. It will go from suddenly hating it to being like, you know what, actually, I quite like this. Because we are driven by progress, guys. We are driven by validation, whether that's internal or external. And we are driven by looking for those positive feedback loops. And unfortunately, one of the worst, but ultimately one of the best things about the gym, guys, is that everybody has to go through the same work. Everybody has to go through the same path. And once you've walked that path and you felt that benefit, you realize that you can apply this, the sort of hard work, the discipline, the consistency, the personality traits that it requires to anything in your life. And it starts to make you realize that you're capable of a lot more than you thought you were. So trust me, keep going. I promise you, you will not hate the gym for much longer. So I hope this has motivated you. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, like the video, drop a comment, let me know how you're getting on with your fitness journey, subscribe to the channel, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow.